Once upon a time, there was a young man named Hamilton.
It's me!
So last weekend I was scrolling through TikTok and I came across this guy saying you could make $100 per day self-publishing a children's book on Amazon.
I'm going to try to write and launch a best-selling children's book in 1 week. Rule of thumb, if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. But let's give this guy a chance. Can we really make $100 per day this easily? Let's find out.
I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing this time, so I need someone that does. And luckily, I've got just the friend in mind. I dropped my friend Steve a message. He and I went to uni together. In fact, no one really knows this, but Steve decided to quit his job and pursue his passion for sci-fi writing.
Steve is a writer. He's written and self-published 6 books on Amazon. If I'm going to stand the chance of making this work in such a short space of time, I'm going to need some help.
Hey.
With Steve successfully recruited, we agreed to meet up on Sunday and put this to the test.
My next step is to come up with a plan. We need to know exactly what we're doing on the day so we can crack on without hesitation.
That includes doing the market research, writing the outline, writing the story, and getting the illustrations done.
I feel like this is going to be my best work yet. Green and the purple.
What are you doing?
Yes, we want the book to be a bestseller, so we need to know what sells best. But it's not just about the book, it has to be about the brand too.
I'm going to set some ground rules up front. This being a personal finance channel, I'd like us to stay on trend. So, rule number 1, the story has to have some metaphor relating to money or personal finance. Rule number 2, it has to be on brand. That means fantasy and magic. We know right away we're focusing on the US market, not the UK market. The US market dwarfs the UK market. We start by looking at the top 20 children's books on Amazon. With a rough idea of how our book should look and feel, we move on to category research. Looking at estimated sales volume for similar children's books on this topic, Publisher Rocket tells us all of this, and I'm using Steve's license, so don't pay a penny. But if you wanted to do the same, a lifetime license costs just $100. It's a slow process, but we go category by category to find what'll work to break into the top 10 for that category. According to Publisher Rocket, we only need 1 sale a day to achieve the top 10 in the money category. This is perfect. Now, obviously we want more than 1 sale a day, but we need to be smart about our category selection. To explain what that means, here's Steve.
So we need to identify some less competitive categories on Amazon where we're more likely to be featured on their charts, and we're going to get that bestsellers tag.
The time had finally come. The young men began to plan their book.
Now that we've got our topic, it's time to start with the...
If Nusta wanted to go out, she went to the door and asked. Then she would hurry off to the llama lavatory.
What the fuck, Steve?
I thought we could make the book about Tom. He's nice.
Just get out!
I gave my heart to a stranger.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Hey, you're greedy. Stop it. He's a good boy.
Most stories follow a defined arc. Inciting incident, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. Our story begins with our male protagonist shopping for a mortgage in the goblin market. And after a confrontation with the goblins, our protagonist and our hero are forced to flee the city. With no way of returning to his city, the pair set off on a journey to Azarus. But even as they approached their destination, they didn't count on who might have followed them.
Alright guys, I think we've kind of got it for our story arc now, so we're going to crack on with writing this, and we're going to get it written today so that we can get the illustrations done and the book published by next week. It was time for the young men to begin putting quill to parchment. What? Hamilton said. Yes, we've got to write it, said Steve.
The final part is getting illustrations done. We can't have a kick-ass book without kick-ass illustrations. You can find people that will do this for you on Fiverr. Fortunately for me, my partner James does all of the illustrations for Azarus. In general, I always favor partnering with talented people on new ventures. It means giving up a slice of my pie, but I ain't gotta pay shit. I set up a Google Slides and start laying the story out as I want it. Steve and I have already made a list of the images we need, so I chuck in some placeholders. It looks like shit, but it works. Don't overcomplicate things.
So I literally just got a message from James and all it says is seeing the slides. So I'm gonna jump on a call with him now and we're gonna see if he's gonna be able to get the illustrations done within a week. I don't think he's happy at all, but let's find out.
I mean, I thought this was going to be like a children's book, as in like 26 pages. This is like a fucking Tolkien book. There's like thousands of words. I mean, I feel like I'm on the brink of having a panic attack.
With their story complete, the young men prepared to submit their offering to the Goblin King.
Now we've got to format the book for submission to Amazon's platform. This is way more complicated than I anticipated. Who knew how complex Kindle Direct Publishing could get? I'm trawling through Amazon's PDF to find an image guide. I need to know how to handle a fixed layout and fixed orientations, etc. When you're publishing an illustration-heavy book, you need tight control of the layout.
Their long journey at an end, their quest culminated in the simple push of a button.
It's almost time for us to hit publish. So we head over to Kindle Publishing, create an account, and start putting in details like the book description, the categories we found earlier, and some keywords.
Tell them about the categories. Tell them about the categories. Steve, please, I'll buy you ice cream.
Well, so Amazon lets you choose up to 2 categories, but here's a trick. Once you hit publish, you can email them and ask for up to 8 more. Ice cream.
That little trick's gonna make our book a lot more visible. Now we have to put in some keywords. Again, we can use the Publisher Rocket software for this. It helps identify keywords with high search rates and differing levels of competition. I like the idea of our hero being a female, so I give that keyword a go. Boom! I think we just got bloody lucky here. That keyword has hardly any competition and a decent search volume. So we find some more keywords and then upload the ebook itself. Finally, we smash submit, just like you're gonna smash that like button. It'll take around 3 days before the book is approved.
Little did they know their adventure had only just begun.
There's one more thing that goes into a successful launch, and that's marketing. This has to be the most important step and the step which our TikTok friend glossed over. There's just too much noise. You can't expect to sell anything if you don't market it properly.
We've put together a marketing roadmap for our book, and once we hit publish, we can crack on with the plan. There's a lot to cover when it comes to marketing the book, and it'll take time to see results.
So we'll be making a follow-up to this video to share our process and our results. If you want to see how we did, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. We had a great time making it, and I even got to tick off published author from my bucket list. Special thanks here to Stephen Jeffrey and James Henderson for helping make this happen. I'm gonna link to the book in the description. Let me know if you like it. I'll be giving out prizes to my favorite comments. And as always, smash that like button. That's a wrap.